What's up, Facebook? It is Three Moms and a Dad, where we talk about hot topics that you're talking about on Facebook, of course, with three moms and one dad, because we want all the perspectives. So thank you so much for joining in. I'm Brittany. I have a fabulous 12-year-old, and I say preteen is so hard. I'm struggling, just so you know.
Really?
So Monica can't be here today because she has like a gazillion things to do. So we thought, how about have Ilana, because she just had a baby. Does she not look fabulous, guys?
Ilana works here, so she's in creative. Yep.
So tell me about your baby. What's it like? You just came back to work?
I've been back for about 3 weeks. He's almost 4 months old, little Bowen.
Oh.
Yeah, he is amazing. He is the size of a 9-month-old at least right now. He's just giant, growing like a weed.
He's giant? What you mean?
He's giant.
How big?
He's giant.
Yeah.
Well, we have a doctor's appointment next week, so we'll find out officially. But, there's my baby.
Yeah, he does like a little giant.
Wait a second.
He is
that
at least
a photogenic baby. Right there. That's a good-looking baby.
He came out with a full head of hair.
So is it true? They say if you have heartburn, they have a lot of hair.
That's what they told me, but I
that's what I
didn't
heard.
really.
You didn't have any
I
heartburn?
didn't. I don't know. He just came out that way.
So what's
That's
one
cute.
thing like you thought was going to happen when you gave birth to the baby that did not happen? Is that too much to ask you?
Like just between us girls.
Yeah, exactly, right? How was the pain? I want to know the
And
pain.
on Facebook.
I had an actually really amazing birth. I did. It was an amazing experience. I did get to go. I wanted to go all natural. I did all natural.
You did?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Nice.
You didn't even think about the epidural? Like, you didn't like wait?
Oh, I thought about it. Trust me, I thought about it.
How did you do? I mean, I thought about it, and then one of those pains, something came, and I said, "I'm over here."
Yeah.
I had an amazing coach. My husband was awesome. He's a yoga teacher, so he helped a lot with the breathing. I had a doula, like the whole deal. My mom was there. We had a playlist going, my candles. We set the whole scene.
Wow.
I'm not saying it wasn't impossible, and I definitely understand all you women who get epidurals. we do it. You got to do whatever you got to do.
Rob, what about you? You just had
I
a
was
baby.
going to get an epidural just because. I'm like, this is stressing me out. I'll get an epidural right here. Introducing myself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm Rob Kralmark. I'm the morning weather guy. And if I look distracted, it's because I was trying to share this so that everyone can see. So, hey, everyone, thanks for watching. I'm a dad. I'm distracted. So I've got 3 kids now.
Oh.
There's Maverick with the cute little smile, my daughter Lincoln, who, by the way, just dyed her hair pink.
You stop.
Just the bottom. It's her last week of school. Today's her last day of
so cool.
early kindergartens. And then we are foot twins, as you can see. And then Nash is on his back, and he just started laughing today.
No, he
That's
didn't.
his new. Yeah, I just saw the video.
What's
so,
it like?
Oh, just cute.
Happy home.
I mean, we wanted him to smile. You know, like there's like the Great Awakening when they're like their baby's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about this family. I don't know about these drapes. There's a lot of things that I can't choose, but eventually they start to wake up and they interact, and that's like the cutest. So that's happening like today.
That's awesome. What about you, Tracy? How old is your daughter?
Well, my daughter Julian is 6 years old. I'm in charge of comments today. So if you want to comment, you want to chime in, you got anything you want to say about what we're talking about, as long as you put it down there, I will see it live and I will talk about it. And I want to say Keisha Atkins says Owen is a cutie. So you got a little shout out already. My daughter Julian is 6 years old, and we are going into first grade. She really, and I don't know if it's just her, but I don't know if I had that much wherewithal at the age of 6, or I don't know if my mom allowed it. Because she really pushes the envelope in ways I don't know if I did as a 6-year-old.
Like wanting to do stuff? Or
like, for example, she's like, why are you buying that, Mommy? That costs too much.
Ooh.
Really? How you know my budget? Like, how do you know what we're doing? And I was like, I think you're right. You know, and I'm like, why is she? And I'm like, am I talking about money? Why is she saying those things? And I put it back, but I just thought, wow, okay.
Maybe she does know the budget.
She does know the budget.
Maybe I should put that back. Okay.
Okay, to be fair, though, I think kids do pick up what we say. I'm going to show you my son. He's 12. One time I made a reference that I had a tough boss. Took my son into that work, and he yells, "Is that your boss? It's so mean to you, Mom." I thought I was going to die. And I thought, kids listen to what you say. So if anything, tell me. If anyone's ever had that, let me know. But what we're talking about today, which we're so excited, is discipline. And clearly I need it because my son almost got me fired. Or maybe it was my big mouth that almost got me fired.
Well,
yeah,
it's kind of hard not to talk about work at home, though.
Right,
that is true. I agree. Okay, I want you to see this video. I want to know what you guys think because we have parents of all ages. This teen is holding a sign. And the teen is talking about how they got in trouble. The mom was like, all right, I'm going to discipline you. So she lied about something, and the mom wrote on the sign, I lied, I humiliated my mother and me. Now, people have mixed emotions. Do you think it's humiliating? Do you think she should have done it, not done it, or is it a new age punishment?
What are your guys' thoughts? Much? How long was she out there?
Oh, I don't, a while enough to get video.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm on board for that.
Okay, why? I want to know.
Because,
which I think is interesting.
Well, I'm on board for it because I don't think it was probably the first time she did something. Yeah. I think it probably was a buildup. I think the mom knows that shaming helps with her child. I think everybody knows the child's trigger. And I think she probably knows if I have her stand out here long enough, odds are she's going to think about it next time.
Ooh, that's good.
But I also grew up in a household where my parents were a little tough. So I'm probably a trickle down with that.
So you're tough with your daughter?
Yeah, I am tough. She told me the other day, she's like, Mommy, you are so mean. And I was like, good, that means I'm doing my job.
It didn't bother you. You're like, okay, good.
I did hurt my feelings, but I tried to keep like a stoic face. But she's like, you mean, Mom? And I was like, I don't think I'm mean. She's like, yes, you are. And I was like,
that's one of those like you're like, yeah, good. And then you close the door and you're like, I failed.
Yeah.
But you have to put on a tough face because they look to you for how to interact with the world, what to think. They really do look up to you, whether they say it or not. You're kind of like the role model for them.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so tell me, what do you guys think? Because somebody's saying, all right, what happened? What did the girl, she lied? Yeah. The mom put him on the corner of the street that said, I humiliated my mom. Do you think it was a good idea?
It's not just me. What do you guys think?
No?
Like, Alana, you're new to this. Like, what is your range? Like, do you think, because it's too early to discipline, baby, come on.
Yeah.
But how have you and your husband talked about this? Like, what's your plan? Are you going to just let it happen? Like, where are you on all this?
No, I mean, we definitely have talked about it, right? Talked about, we want our boy to have respect and all of those things. But I know also all of the things that I thought I was going to do and we were going to be super hard on and all those things you get in the situation. And man, all of the judgments I had around other parents, anybody else, right? I'm like, you have to do exactly what's right for you as a parent.
Give us an example. Give us an example of what you mean.
So our son is just super high needs baby. He needed to be held all the time. He really just needed a lot of love. And I used to have a lot of judgment. You're holding your baby too much. You're spoiling your baby. And then you can't spoil a baby, and now in this situation, we're just doing the best that we can with our boy. So I don't even know. I'm at that point where I'm like,
but you said he started out super high needs and now he's good to go.
Oh, he's a super happy boy now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Rob, what do you think? I know I love because you always have a different view, and that's why
he said that daddy view.
Yeah. What do you think?
Okay, I'm not super hard on discipline until you get to a point that in-your-face disrespect, the obvious when they're not listening to you, and also when they keep doing things that could get them hurt. Yeah. That's the part where I like the daddy roar comes out, like don't or drop that or whatever. When they're walking around, with a switchblade or whatever, and you're like, what? And then they freak out. That's really sort of like a moment where you're disciplining, kind of, but it's so natural and it's so fast. You're really not even thinking about it. Now, for all the day-to-day stuff, I've always said in the beginning, like people they put too much energy and effort in the beginning, like the wipe warmer, the bottle sterilizer. I mean, you guys, you don't need anything at Bye Bye Baby, but you have to think about the stuff for the long range, right? You need to think about all those moments when they're really challenging you and they're doing something that they shouldn't, like trying to sneak into the pool area, which is really dangerous, or they're trying to do all these things. It matters. You cannot let down. You cannot miss those moments, and you need to be there for the long haul. You need to pay attention to them. And it all starts when they're early because, as they say, with all this research, and there's even campaigns about this, the first 5 years are really the most important for developing their sense of the world, their sense of place, their personality coming out, and then you being able to accept their personality because it's not up to you sometimes. And it's really, really important to be on top of it. The years after that, it's kind of dealing with things. Maybe someday you've decided that sign's the way to go, but it's really hard to judge other parents because we weren't there from the beginning. There are some things that are obviously too much, but there's a huge middle ground.
Okay, so this is my question for you. Not only are you a dad, you work hard, you have great thoughts on discipline, but what are you making? We got to find out what is this dish. It looks good.
Okay, so that's how it goes in every household. Discipline, then eat.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is I'm so nervous about this.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, because my wife is watching, my mom is watching, and they have not asked me a question about work in like years. And they're like, "What are you doing? You're cooking? Do you know what you're doing? What are you cooking? What presentation will you have? Make sure it doesn't go bad. You don't want to get anybody sick." So I have lots of angels on my shoulder to make sure this goes well. I like to cook. I do a lot of cooking in my family, but I don't like big, long ingredient lists. What we were talking about earlier today was I'm not a huge fan of, hey, I saw this on Pinterest. Can we just do that? Because you look at it, you fall in love with your eyes first. Like you eat with your eyes first. And then I'm like, oh, that's cool. We should totally do that. Ingredient list?
Yep.
Not happening.
So what? This is only 5 ingredients. What do we have?
Okay, this is chicken broth.
Okay. Yummy.
Real easy.
I can do that.
I pre-made some stuff. And again, for all the dads out there, can you unscrew something? We know that you can.
Oh,
So
look
you
at
can
that.
just do
Chicken
this.
broth
The
makes
chicken
everything
broth,
taste good.
Yeah, it does.
I just had this epiphany the other day. There's too many beans. Do not put on a grocery list, can you just pick up some beans from the store?
yeah, what
They're going to
kind
be
of
there for
beans,
another
right?
hour. So these ones for this recipe, they're called Great Northern Beans.
Okay.
I don't know, but they're good.
Yeah, they are good.
Okay, now we're up to
Northern
2
beans.
ingredients, so I'm already at my max capacity of being able to process this. The secret with chili is cumin. That's really the only thing that you have to really add in there to make it kind of smoky, to make it something different than like a soup. So a teaspoon of this. I'll do that when we're talking about something else.
Okay.
And then you've got chicken, rotisserie chicken. Somehow,
I
it's
love
already
rotisserie.
cooked, it tastes delicious, and it's often cheaper than doing it yourself.
Okay.
So grab the rotisserie chicken. This is
I
clean.
know. Isn't it good?
good,
It's
right?
good.
My mom knows how to clean a chicken. So that's all the good stuff in there. And then the secret with this too is we just add in
This is my
a whole
favorite
thing
part.
of green salsa verde. I think the green stuff tastes better. It's not as spicy. There's a lot more going on. Some of the red stuff is just too acidic.
Yep.
Too much cake.
So we throw this in there,
Okay.
and that's pretty much it. What we do in our family, because we have kids, we like one thing that you start with, and then everyone wants it a little bit differently. So this is like the food court. Some people like sour cream, some people don't. Some people like tortilla chips. Some people like bread. Some people like cheese. I add a little bit of spice, extra spice, just for me. But if you start with this, if you start with something that the kids will eat, you're already more than halfway there.
Okay.
Well, that's good. Well, while you're cooking that, I'm going to define discipline, and then we're going to open it up to you because this is a Facebook show. We have to talk to you.
We got
You
comments.
are part of the show. So the definition of discipline, you can see it on your screen, to punish or penalize for the sake of enforcing obedience and perfecting moral character. That's the definition. I always just say discipline is to make sure my kid does not hurt himself or embarrass me in public. But what are people on Facebook saying?
Well, we had a couple comments. One was the look.
Oh, yeah.
Worked for me, definite boundaries, a few threats and a few bribes, and an occasional spank. That one came in from Pamela. And I just want to say this was a huge topic for us. We got a lot of people that chimed in, and I think there are varying opinions on discipline because it has a lot to do with sometimes culture, your household, what your parents did. Michelle has comment number 2. She said, as a teacher of 18 years, I have seen a dramatic change in the lack of discipline. Unfortunately, many children have no fear, so to speak, of authority because they have not been taught proper discipline.
That's funny because a lot of our people our age were strict
Well,
parents.
I will be honest with you. I don't discipline my daughter nearly to the same degree my parents
neither.
disciplined me. And so she might be onto something with that one. And then comment 3 is, my son is 39 and a foot taller than me, so I do nothing. LOL. That's from Sue. And we did have, can I read some of your comments? The one said, Ron Patrick Gunter, he's online. He says,
Captain Ron.
Yeah, that's Captain Ron. Love and placement, not to ignore them. They need your attention. And I hope the can opener worked. Is there something that happened with the can opener?
Behind the scenes, Rob has a handy dandy can opener, which he can show you later. Which is pretty awesome.
That's what they came for. The can opener.
Your
I hope
food
this
is
is
good.
working, by the way. And just
Let's
so
put
you
this
know,
on.
I see a red light.
whenever you're cooking, you always forget one ingredient. The ingredient that I forgot was a spatula. So I'm going to use this.
Oh, my God.
That's how dads get it done.
That works.
They'll eat it. It'll taste good. It's all going to the same place.
It looks good.
You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. So,
Yeah.
Alana, you have a baby, he's 3 months old. So, how do you define discipline? Can you even define it? I don't know.
For a baby.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think at this point, it's really just about routine for us. It's setting
Okay.
him up for discipline in the future, hopefully, right? So
Yeah.
for us, it's just trying to get a routine dialed in, which tends to change as
Right.
you know.
Going with the flow, right?
Yeah.
It does.
I've got a couple comments.
Yeah,
and
go
I just
ahead.
want to throw this in there because I don't know, you might have different comments
No,
than me.
I
from
do too,
just how we
right?
share it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, so Ron's got love and placement. Yes, don't ignore them. They need your attention. That's really true. Sometimes when they're really acting out,
They
it's
do
'cause
want
you're
your
on
attention.
your phone, you're paying bills, you're doing something else, and they escalate. It'll start off with, Daddy, can I have some water? Now can I have some milk? And then it's like beating their sister with Legos. And then
that's never happened in the Hallmark house.
And then Patty Muller says you have to pick your battles with your kids. One thing that I have learned as a grandparent now, raising a grandchild, pick your battles.
Pick your battles.
It's true.
I will tell you, my daughter actually said to me, Mommy, I need FaceTime.
Oh, like she wanted to spend time with you, not the phone.
Yeah, so she'll come to me. She said, I need FaceTime.
I want to use that.
And I say, okay. And I grab her face. Okay, what else did she say? I just need FaceTime. And that helped me for her to say it because I'm so busy doing everything. You're cooking, you're on the phone, you're on the computer, you're looking up stuff. So if she had not stopped me and said that, she wouldn't have gotten it.
That's
so
true.
I'm glad that she verbalized it that way. I did have a little mommy guilt because I felt like I should have been in touch with that. Maybe I should have picked up on it. Maybe I should have sensed it, but I didn't. So now when she does it, I stop everything and I acknowledge.
But you're aware, and I think we have bills, work, we're doing a million.
We are.
Yeah, but you're right. It makes time.
And you taught her to ask for what she needs.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So it helped.
Sometimes this is sort of a weird hack. Is you may not think it's interesting to a kid, like I'm paying bills right now. Like you go play with your Legos or Barbie or whatever, and then I'm gonna pay bills. Sometimes they'll pay bills with you, and they just want to sit on your lap while you're doing this.
Attention.
My wife's a photographer. She's always got some kid hanging off of her while she's editing photos with one hand, and they're like, "Mommy, what's that?" Or and they just want that time. So you can spend time with your kids, doing things that you want to.
Yeah.
My son's best friend in the world is an electric leaf blower. So when I'm out doing yard work, which I am like all the time, he goes out there with a leaf blower. And now he's pretty good. So I'm like, hey, dude, thanks. You missed a spot. Like, come on, let's get with it.
You know what? I was going to say, I know I just asked you about discipline, Alana, but what about you, Rob Hallmark? You have 3 against 2. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's tough because they all deserve their own moments, but there's not enough time. There is not enough time. There's guilt about that. But what are you going to do about it? So now they play with each other a little bit. I saw this great video this morning where the 2 kids are trying to teach the youngest one on how to talk, which is just making a sound. So they're all interacting with each other. They play with each other now. They fight with each other, which is still something. But it is tough to give everybody attention because if like we mentioned, if you don't give them attention, then it turns into a discipline thing.
Okay, so I have to tell you, my mom won't see this, so she won't care. But I remember one time, and this is the South, keep in mind, Alabama, and I said something to my mom. The next thing I know, there was a shoe flying at me, and I ducked, and I laughed because I was like, oh, we throwing shoes now? Really? Really, Mom? And so I was like, if I did that now, like, everything is completely different now.
Yeah.
So what I do, and when I grew up, I did get spankings.
Yeah.
So I always threaten my daughter with a spanking, and so if I grab the belt, I purposely miss her, but just close enough that she thinks I'm going to. So I'm like, what did I tell you? And so I always miss her. She's like, okay. And then the other day, I fell out laughing because I was like, what are you doing? And so I'm like missing her, but I'm hitting me. It was just like a whole big to do. I mean, the point got across because I needed her to like clean up her room, and I thought she was being sassy. So, for example, the babysitter comes over and gives her something. And she said, here you go, Jules. And she slaps it out of her hand.
Oh.
And I had an immediate reaction. I was like, hold your hand out. We don't do that. You don't slap things out of people's hands. Boom. And so, and the other day, much when she was younger, she ran out in the street.
Oh, yeah.
That scared me. And then that was an immediate admonishment. But typically for me, I do a little bit more talking. But those are a couple times when something happens, I notice that I can't even stop myself in that moment.
Yeah.
Because I'm so knee-jerk. So if you run out in the street, it's all bets are off. I mean, most times I'm trying not to be embarrassed in public. But if you run out in the street, you get what you get.
I've seen a kid almost get hit before.
Well, yeah, and they need to know that I'm different in that moment because what you just did was different. And so then you're putting yourself at risk. You may be putting other people at risk. So those are the times I'm a little bit harder, but most of the time I'm walking around faux spanking.
But you know what goes a long way with that is the explanation after when everyone's calmed down.
Yes.
And then you have to reconnect because then if they're scared of you,
good point. Very good point.
Then nothing's learned.
Yes.
It's like they just scream at me, whatever. Yeah. But then it's like, look,
this is why
we had this thing, and I want to let you know the reason why I did that is because of this.
Yeah.
And because then they're really receptive to what you have to say. So it rises to a level where things get crazy.
Yeah.
But on the come down, that's really what it's all about because you got to take advantage of that moment, even though you just want it to be over with. that's really when you have to engage.
And that's when the bonding happens too, right?
Yeah. And the hugs and all of that.
Yeah.
So here's my next question for you. What is discipline? We've kind of talked about it with you, but how American Academy of Pediatrics, how do they define it, right?
Okay.
Like, what are they saying are the 10 effective ways to discipline your child? They say show and tell, like you guys were saying. Show them what happened and then tell them after, like, why did this happen?
Okay.
Give consequences. If you do this will happen.
Okay.
You could hear them out, have a conversation, which I do think is important because you have to articulate what it is that you want and need, because if you don't teach them that, it's going to circle back when they get in a relationship or marriage. And then redirect bad behavior. So what do you think that means, redirect bad behavior? Because behind the scenes, we asked a couple people and we had a couple different definitions.
You know, so for example, I redirect in public, I'm direct at home.
Okay.
Yeah. Redirecting is to save face, and I'm just trying to get out the store without you embarrassing me. So most of the times when I'm redirecting, if you're acting out, I find something that I know you want.
Okay.
Or I know that you like. So if you've asked on the way in, hey, mommy, can I have this so-and-so book? I'll say, hey, let's go take a look at that book you wanted. Immediately, she's happy and everything is turned around. At home, I'm much more direct. Hey, we don't do this, we don't do that. I do consequence and we do timeouts. But at anytime I'm out, I just try to find something I know she's into, and that's my version of redirecting.
Okay, so yesterday I was shopping with my son, and we were at a makeup store. It was actually an outlet makeup store. That was great. But anyway, I was taking too long, so he started putting makeup on. So he had I look over, and he has lipstick and blush.
How long did you take, Britt?
I was taking a long time. But the girls were give me the look, you gotta take care of that. And so, I redirected it. I was like, hey, I know I'm taking a lot of time and you're bored, but we're wasting their money and time, so let's get it together.
So how well did he do? Did he do a good job?
No, it's a disaster. it was like a video. I don't know. It was bad.
I feel like the redirect is like the secret. The redirect is so important because kids, you think that a kid is trying to disrespect you, or they're trying to do all these adult level things. They don't care about you, or they're disrespecting you, or they don't listen, or they're picking up from somebody else. Kids are so simple in the moment. They just want something, or they're just going to do something. They really don't think on the level of an adult. Yeah. So sometimes just a simple. Okay, let me give you an example. You're on an airplane, your kid's kicking the seat, right? We've all been there. This is a thing. When your kid's behavior is now affecting other people, and then they give you the look, and it keeps happening, that's a key moment, because yelling at them is not really going to work. Yeah. Crazy discipline is not going to work on an airplane.
No, it will.
Yeah, I've been kicked off. I can tell you that later.
But sometimes it's something as easy as, hey, I'm going to show you this super secret room in this airplane. Do you want to see it? And it's got a special button. Yeah, exactly. And you just have to and sometimes at a certain age, like a 2 or 3 year old, they're like, what? I'll take you. Only I can take you in there. And I'll take you into a secret room. It has a secret button. When you push it, something crazy is gonna happen.
Okay, you are dad.
You're like, okay, and then all of a sudden you walk down there. It's the toilet. But you know what? It worked. And that's all you need to redirect. They come back and then they want to tell mommy about it. And then now you're almost landing.
That's true. Okay, we have 7 minutes left, so I want to taste your soup, ladies.
It looks good.
You gotta tell us what you think. Do you have all your equipment to soup it up?
You guys like room temperature soup?
We do today.
The red light is on.
And then
I know, but the red light is probably saying it's not working.
Oh, is that what it is?
Is it really not working? You want to do the
It won't stop me from eating it. Full disclosure.
Tracy, what else are our friends saying on Facebook?
Oh, good. Okay, here you go. So here's another comment I have. This is from Colleen.
Lightly.
So Colleen says, my kids are 18, 21, and 25. And then she says, but we did lots of talking and redirection. Timeouts are necessary. Spanking occasionally when talking and timeouts didn't work, but we also grounded them at times.
I like grounding.
Yeah, that's a good one, Colleen. And then Della says, I didn't have to do anything except teach respect. So it seems to be a lot of different takes on that.
You stay right on that full screen the whole time.
Goodness,
no one needs to see how this is working.
On a serious note, I do like timeouts and teaching
This is
respect.
like when the family's in the other room watching a Lifetime movie and Dad is in the back.
Oh my goodness.
They don't need to see any of this. They don't need to see the soup that went on the floor. They don't need to see the dog hair that was
and there we have. Okay.
No one needs to see
Keisha says, stir the chili. Oh, he's all over it.
It's not warm enough. But
I have spanking when they were toddlers as needed. But I didn't have to spank when they were teens because discipline was learned early, and that's from Eduardo.
Okay.
So we got moms
Sour
and dads.
cream.
Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
You know what? This is good. I took a little sip out of the bowl. It's
Oh yeah,
flavorful,
you guys probably need
spicy.
utensils. This is,
Oh, that's good. I taste
it's
the
always
verde,
it's
right?
amazing knowing the moment when this is the last time you'll be cooking on the show.
Let me get you a spoon, boo.
Okay, what is it called, Rob? Is this like Rob soup?
Look,
You may go.
Sometimes-
Make do.
Okay, get off me.
found the
somebody
spoon.
else. Like, you don't want my full expression.
oh, here we go.
You did
Thank
a
you.
great job
Thank
for
you.
effort, though, Rob. It's just a little
And-
lukewarm.
Guys, behind every great man is a better woman.
Oh,
So, Brittany,
you have
thank
two
you.
great women.
'Cause that could have been
Right.
a disaster.
You know what, Rob? It's actually really flavorful.
Yeah.
It's just room temperature.
Right.
And then Ron says imagination is a great way to redirect, which is what you were saying too. So there you go. And your soup is fabulous, by the way.
I think my
Look.
husband could do this.
It's not bad.
No,
You
it's
got-
not bad at all.
There's a microwave. Now I'm gonna go back outside and do some yard work.
Oh yeah, because you
Yeah.
always work doing all this stuff. All right, so the food is good. I thought I asked you guys about discipline. We have a couple of seconds left, but what about you? What's your rule of thumb? Did you say? I think you told me faux spanking.
I'm doing full spanking, but I will tell you, the biggest thing for me was watching other parents discipline and
Yeah.
talking to other parents.
That is
Because
so true.
like just like hearing Rob talk about how he redirected with the bathroom, I think sometimes you have to talk to other people who have a whole different perspective from you, and I think it just makes you more well-rounded as a parent.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I go with choose your words because my son is bigger than me. He weighs more than I do. And one time he got in my face and I was like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? But I really do think it's about choosing your words and what you say. And I try to be hard with him and it doesn't work. But if I reach to him in an emotional level and tell him what I'm thinking or my fears or, hey, I work so hard because I want to provide you a better life. And now I feel like you don't like me. When we have those tougher conversations that
You've
kind
got
of
a
like reach to
teenager.
him.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's a teenager. Oh.
I don't know.
What are you most worried about, Alana?
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys have given me a lot to think about.
It's too late now.
Right?
If you have any words
Yeah.
of wisdom for Alana, please put them in the comments.
Yes,
section.
please.
Yeah. I don't know. I see my parents, and I love my mom and
Yeah.
dad to death. So I know I was definitely disciplined as a child. Not a lot, just only when you act it out. I just think it's so interesting how my mom could throw a shoe at me. Okay, I ducked. She missed me, but love her to death. And
Yeah.
it's this fine line between how you discipline but still allow a child the opportunity to love you and feel secure with you. That's the part I think that parents are always towing the line.
Because you want them to make some mistakes and problem solve so that they can use that when they're older, right?
But I want you to feel secure enough and safe enough to come to me, even though I may discipline you at the same time. So
Yeah.
normally when I discipline, as soon as I'm done, it's back game on and mommy's back.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have to play the role, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's always different than what you expect in the moment.
Yeah.
Like we have this ideal that it's supposed to be your kids are going to do exactly what you want them to do
Yeah.
out of love and respect. But really, when you're in the trenches, they'll do what you
Yeah.
want out of fear or bribes.
That's true.
Like
I
sometimes
brought
you
it.
just got to get it done.
Yeah.
Get in the car. We're gonna get. You can have candy instead of like get in the car. Yes, Daddy, I love you. Of course, whatever you want.
no.
That may never happen in my lifetime. But for a Skittle, he's gonna get in the car. So sometimes you just have to figure it out, knowing that the next moment, because it's
Yeah.
moment to
Yeah,
moment.
it
The
is.
next moment might be, love or respect, and every once in a while he'll look me right in the eye and say, "Daddy, I love you."
Oh.
And it's not prompted by anything. And so just wait. If it's tough in the moment and there's discipline, and there's things going on, the very next moment could be that moment. So you got to just hang on and wait to get there because you're going there.
Isn't that the beauty of
Yeah.
parenting, though?
I
It's
think
really
it
the
is.
ebb and the flow.
We have life. Well, Kimberly
Yeah.
Morgan just joined from Yuba City. She's got 5 girls. I kind of
Kimberly
watch
got
her.
5 girls?
Yeah, she's got 5 girls.
I bet she's got.
managing it.
Kimberly, tell us what to do.
Give
Yeah,
us your tips. We
comments.
want to know. So as we wrap up, we only have a minute left, but I wanted to quickly go around the table and say that one thing you want people to know that are watching right now.
Nobody's perfect. Forgive yourself.
Yep.
And don't be too hard on the kids. Like
Perfect.
we love discipline, but you know what? They're still just kids. Is it age appropriate? If it is,
You're
you
good to
can
go.
let some stuff go.
All right, you guys, something quickly want to share with us, that little nugget?
Yeah, I think it's just all about starting with love. That being the driving thing for everything we're doing.
Oh my God, I love you.
Okay.
Okay, Tracy.
Mine is enjoying the moments and laughing more.
I like that.
The other day, my daughter, she tried to jump on the bed and missed or something, and I fell out laughing, and she fell out laughing, and we couldn't catch air, and I realized I've got to laugh more.
I know, right?
It's infectious.
It is infectious.
Yeah.
I'm going with planning your time, with your kids every day. Set out that moment so you can spend time and connect with them. And they're never too old to cuddle and love. So there you go. All right, 6 seconds left. What about Rob's soup? Woo-hoo,
Rob soup was good.
job.
We're looking for a microwave or something to warm it up, but it was really good.
You know,
You're
it's a hot
you're
day.
hey, it's hot. The red light's flashing. Now all 4 red lights are flashing. Meaning I probably broke it. Meaning I need to get to my car
Okay,
and go home.
but quickly, Courtney,
Yes.
your wife, just
Oh.
says that Mav just saw what you said,
Aw.
Rob, and said, I love you. I want to say I love you to Dada.
Oh, my. And he didn't give him a Skittle. Did you notice that? There you go.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, Court.
Thank you so much for joining us for 3 Moms and a Dad. We'll see you next Thursday. And if you have any comments, put them down
Yeah.
below because we're all trying to figure it out. Have a good day.
Oh, how sweet.